guys, it's Giovanni. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about 10 ways to become a better artist. Number 1 is to change your mentality. The only thing stopping you from becoming a better artist is yourself. You have to have more confidence in yourself. The only thing stopping you from becoming a better artist is yourself. Before anything else, you have to believe in yourself. That is the key to becoming a better artist. Before anything else, you just have to believe in yourself. You have to have more confidence in yourself. Instead of saying, I think I can, you have to say, I know I can. And just telling yourself that you can do whatever project is in front of you, you start to believe it and you start to show it through your artwork and whatever medium or whatever masterpiece that you're working on. And also you need to start taking more risks. Reflect on all the things that you're doing right instead of the things that you're doing wrong. And by doing that, you start to have a different mindset, and that's key to becoming a better artist. If you want to become a better artist, you need to change your mindset. Number 2 is sketch lightly. This is very important for the people who draw, who are painting too, because you can actually sketch out whatever type of painting you're doing, whether it's a portrait, lips, eyes, it's a bird. You can sketch whatever reference you're looking at, and you have that to paint over. Or in case you're drawing, you need to erase. It's a lot easier than erasing something that's very bold and very, very dark. So make sure to always sketch lightly. I think that's something that a lot of people don't do nowadays. Whenever you're finishing your product, it's always good to sketch. Number 3, know your subject matter and what type of artist do you want to be. What do you want to be known for as far as art goes, and what would you be proud of to be remembered by? Who inspires you? Do you look up to somebody and their artwork? Maybe you have a set goal because you see somebody else being successful doing anime characters, or you see somebody being successful painting. Do you look up to them? What is it about them that you like? And you have to ask yourself these questions. So what do you see yourself doing the most? Do you see yourself being a realism artist? Do you see yourself being a graphic artist, a graffiti artist? The sooner you can answer these questions, the easier it will be to become an amazing artist. Number 4, set deadlines on yourself. This is crucial for a full-time artist and just in general if you want to become an amazing artist. If you don't produce enough artwork, you won't be able to build a big enough audience or clientele to do this full-time, and you need that in order to succeed as an artist. So start buying a calendar, an appointment book, and manage your time more efficiently. That way you can tell yourself, okay, I need to finish this project in a certain amount of time period, because nowadays you don't have all that time that you used to have, maybe taking 6 to 8 weeks. You need to finish projects in like 3 days or a week. People have deadlines that they want things to be finished by. It could be for a wedding, it could be for a Valentine's Day, it's a gift. Things like that you need to consider, because it's not just you if you want to become a full-time artist. I mean, there is ways that you can become a full-time artist without having to depend on people, but you still need to have deadlines on yourself, because if you're not producing enough artwork, you won't get that following that you want. Number 5, stay positive. The biggest critic is yourself. Now keep that in mind. You know every flaw that is in your masterpiece. People who have, normal eyes, they look at your artwork or your whatever masterpiece that you have, and they think it's great. They like it, They don't know what it is that they like, but they like it. They don't see flaws like we do. As artists, they don't see the same thing we do. We have different types of eyes. We look at things differently. So don't be too hard on yourself. It's okay if you're not satisfied with the results, because you can just keep working on it whenever you think it's finished. Whenever I finish a project, I look at it, I take a step back and I evaluate it, and I say, okay, you know what, I think it could be a little bit darker. or you know what, there's not enough reds in this painting. So you just take a step back, reevaluate your masterpiece, you know, and keep working on it. It's not the end of the world. You can continue working. So nothing's ever finished until you are satisfied. Remember that. Number 6 is draw every day. Keep your creativity flowing like as if you were a little kid. Continue being inspired. Little kids have the craziest imaginations. You can look outside and you'll see a kid playing in the streets, and you know, they may be playing with a rock, but to them that's a rocket ship. And so they already have this crazy imagination where they can put their imagination into the real world. But us as adults or as teenagers, we have more of a difficult time to put that on paper or to express those type of emotions or ideas, you know. So what we need to do is draw every day. This helps you by making sure your creativity doesn't die. It helps you from becoming rusty, and it just helps you become inspired. If you draw every day, you're able to start creating off the top of your head, you know, things that you like. So start off by doing that, things that you know by memory, whether it's clouds, it's hands, you know, eyes, whatever it is, just start from there. So I challenge you to buy a sketchbook and draw every day, whether it's 10 minutes out of your day. Buy a sketchbook like this, a small sketchbook. That way you can jot down little sketches and ideas that you have throughout the day. I try to limit myself, well, not limit myself, but I try to do at least one a day. So here are my sketches. Now, what I would recommend for you guys is to buy a small sketchbook and try to at least draw for 10 minutes. And if you can't time yourself for 10 minutes, get your phone out and put a timer and just go at it for 10 minutes. Do whatever it's in the top of your head and just go with it. Go with the flow. Number 7, experiment with mediums. If you want to be a great artist, you have to try new mediums. You have to try them. It challenges you to problem solve and do things you're not used to. So try graphic designing, try painting, try spray paint. You get the point. So while you're doing this, you may actually find your calling or your passion, something else besides whatever you're doing now, and you may actually enjoy it a lot more or just as much, and it can become something that you're passionate about and do just as much as whatever you're doing now. So once you try these new mediums, you'll also have a different approach to whatever you're doing now. So let me give you an example. Let's say you only draw in black and white, right? So if you try color, you get a different feel for black and white, because you'll have different values. You'll actually start to see more hues. Even though it's black and white, you can see more tones. So if you go from color back to black and white like you were used to, you'll be able to see a lot more than before. So always make sure you're trying new mediums, because it helps. It makes you more diverse, and it just makes you wiser. So you have a different approach when you do new mediums. Number 8, get out of your comfort zone. Try new subjects and styles. For example, if you're an artist that only draws with pencils, try out a new technique and experiment with the way you blend. So for me, I used to use the tortillons, or the stumps, right? And then I found out that using a brush could cut down your time in blending by like 10 times or 3 times. And for me, that's a really big deal, because I need to produce more artwork and be more efficient to be able to survive and pay my bills. And so I tried it out. And actually blending it with a brush makes it so much easier. In my opinion, I became faster. And time matters whenever you're doing things that you're getting paid for. Try out new things, experiment. Try to become more efficient. And always try to better yourself and do something different. You never know what will work whenever you're doing new things and you're experimenting. If you only draw in black and white, with just graphite, you should definitely try charcoal, because that's a different medium, but they're still pencils, but they're just, in my opinion, using charcoal is a lot better than graphite because there's less glare to it. I mean, yes, it does smear a lot more than graphite does, but I think the results from charcoal is way prettier, and it's just way more crisp, at least for my liking, because I like to have really dark darks and a high contrast whenever I draw with those two. So if you want to start by getting out of your comfort zone, even by a little bit, you want to start there. Just move out and expand just a little bit, branch out to new things. You could also try colored pencils, because that's not also that far. You still have the same feel of the pencils, it's just a whole different spectrum. It's a color wheel. You start to play around with colors, and I think that is what will make you a better artist. If you know how to draw in black and white and draw in color, well, you just became that much more of a better artist. I used to not like drawing in color, to be honest, and now some of the videos that you guys know me for is because of color, not black and white. Just break out of that shell and you will become a better artist. You have to adapt to change in order to survive as an artist. So keep that in mind, always adapt. Number 9, ask for criticism. So you have to ask for criticism, not really opinions, but criticism. Ask other artists that you look up to, or classmates, people who know a little bit about the subject or the mediums that you use. So if I inspire you, you can ask me, and I'll leave my information below so that way you can hit me up. So if you have any questions, I can help you out as much as I can. But always ask for criticism, because we are always gonna be the students. I'm still a student myself. I may not be going to school or anything, but I'm always going to be a student to somebody else who's been doing it for many years, because you never know, these people might know a little bit more than I do, or they might have a different technique that they found out on their own. And for me, some people can still learn from me, because I may do things a little bit different than what they do, and the results may be a little bit different. So always ask people who you look up to, people who inspire you, and you never know what they can say back. It might actually help you out a lot. Just don't be afraid to ask the questions. Number 10, stay motivated and persistent. Work every day if you can. If you can't, that's alright, but try to at least work for 30 minutes, 10 minutes. Anything you can is great. And never quit just because you're not where you want to be in life. Everyone has their own timing. For some, it may take longer than others, but that's alright, because you just have to enjoy the journey that you're on. For me, it might take me 2 years, 5 years, and for others, it might take 2 weeks, and somehow they just blow up. But that's just their timing. You just have to be grateful that you have a passion that you enjoy. Some are not as fortunate as us, because some don't even know their calling or don't have something that they're passionate about, but you do. You already know what you're passionate about. I'm assuming that's why you're on this video, and that's why you've been here for so long. You have to understand that you are fortunate enough to be in this position. You found out what you want, and whatever age you are, whether you're young or old, you can still become successful as long as you keep trying and you don't give up. Because if you give up, then there's 0% chance that you'll make it. But if you keep on trying and you don't give up and you work hard, I guarantee that you'll make it eventually. It doesn't matter what time you make it, but you will make it. And you just have to believe that. So that goes back to staying positive. So don't quit. One last thing, always treat each artwork as if it's going to be hung in a museum, or it's going to be critiqued by thousands of people. Whatever masterpiece that you're working on, as a masterpiece, you have to treat it as if this is the one. This is the one that's going to make me, you know, out there. It's going to expose me to the world. And you just have to think of it that way. This is the piece that everybody's going to know me for. People who don't know me, they're going to see this piece first. And if they're going to know me by this, I want it to be really good. And you just have to remember that. Tell yourself that, you know, it has to be the one. You have to try your hardest on every single piece and give your heart out, because if you do, other people will notice, and that's how you become successful. Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.